Hey guys, you're welcome back, Significant Woman. It's yet another opportunity for us to explore the world, and today we are going South Africa. So if you're from Africa, you know that South Africa is like the popular kid in school. So it's like the popular country on our continent. So I was really thrilled to go there. I really enjoyed their food. I enjoyed the place where we were staying at. Everything was really, really amazing. We were staying in Johannesburg, and guys, this place cannot be compared to where I come from. So the following day after our arrival, we had our dinner at Nelson Mandela Square. It's a very beautiful place, but guys, to be honest, for me, I was looking forward to the day when we were going to visit Soweto, because every time I go to any country, I'm looking forward to that time when I'm going to experience that country. So guys, it was, I think, like on Wednesday. I really was looking forward to that day until it came. So we're able to go and see the famous Soweto, and I'm going to be sharing briefly with you about this beautiful famous place. So guys, I actually thought that Soweto was more like a slum, like I really thought it was a very undeveloped place. So when our tour guide joined us, I actually asked her, so are we about to reach Soweto? She's like, we are already in Soweto. I was really surprised because it was not what I expected. Anyway, so it was about 30 minutes away from where we're staying, so we enjoyed the beautiful ride with people singing in our car, us exploring Johannesburg. Now guys, this place Bambi humbled me. I really accepted that as Kampala, we still have a long way to go. But as we ride to Soweto, I'm going to just give you a brief history about this beautiful place, and when we start getting into it, I'm going to tell you. Now we are in Soweto. So this place was created to house mainly black laborers who worked in mines and other industries in the city away from the city center. It began as a shanty town in the 1930s and became the largest black city in South Africa. It has been a hotbed of many political campaigns that took place in the country, the most memorable one of which was the 1976 student uprising, in which several students were shot at and others killed, and I'm going to be sharing with you more about that. Yes, Soweto might not be as bad as it began in the 1930s because then they didn't have electricity, they didn't have running water, they didn't have many things. But still, you can see there is a very big difference between this place and the big city, Johannesburg. As you move through this place, you can literally feel the emotions and the pain and the suffering and the history these people have been through. But again, we can only be grateful because thus far the Lord has brought them. It's actually right now, Soweto is a very famous place with many people from various countries coming to visit them, and we were one of those people.
Hey guys, welcome to Edith's Vlog.
Yes. Yes, my friend Jenna just welcomed you to my vlog, and we will continue. So when you come in this place, you find so many dance groups of this kind, and I was really inspired by these guys. They are young, they could have been doing drugs or doing funny jobs and committing crime everywhere, but they have chosen to use their talent and their gifting to make a living. So you'll find many of them in this place dancing, and then you can give them any amount that you want. That was really inspiring for me. I don't know what you know about this place, Soweto, and I'm going to encourage you to write in the comment section one of those things, some of the facts that you know about this place. But as we began our tour officially, I didn't know what to expect, and I made sure that I recorded Kosi, our tour guide, as she shared about this place so that you can hear from her directly.
Please prize winners.
which is Mr. Mandela and Mr. Desmond Tutu.
Okay.
The name of the street is called Villa Kazi Street. That is the famous one. Mr. Mandela got his Nobel Peace Prize in 1993 with the former president F.W. de Klerk. Then Mr. Desmond Tutu, he got his Nobel Peace Prize in 1983. So they saying it's the famous because they stayed here. Next to where we were having lunch, the next door house there, that is Desmond Tutu's house.
Okay.
But when he passed away now, no one lives in the house. It's only the securities that they are there. There is nothing inside. They've moved his things to Cape Town because he's got a bishop house there, and the wife, she still lives there.
So after that, we went to Nelson Mandela's home. It was so close, just next to the road, and this is where he stayed before he went to prison. But then also his family, his wife and kids remained there. And after prison, he returned to this home. Of course, it has been renovated a little bit, but they have maintained it the way it used to look like during those days. And so he returned here and stayed there for about 11 days, and then he had to leave for his security. But this is where the famous Nelson Mandela was staying. And of course, we were not allowed to take videos when we went inside. We could only take photos, but still people were so many there, so I couldn't take so many photos for you guys. But like you've seen, this place was humble. It was really a small house, and I was really inspired that God can do so much through us. So guys, do not ever despise the humble beginnings. Trust me, God can still use you, can do great and mighty things through you if you allow him.
In June 16, it is still the time of an apartheid regime in South Africa. The government wanted the kids to learn the Afrikaans with all the different subjects. The kids, they went to hell with Afrikaans. We don't want it as a media of instruction. That's where the police came out in numbers, and they killed plus minus 600 kids here in Soweto.
600?
Yes, because they did not want the language Afrikaans. So they were coming all over around to meet in this corner, to go down there to Orlando Stadium. We've got a stadium down the road, to deliver their proposal. The kids were not fighting. The kids were saying in a peaceful march, saying that even our teachers, they can't even understand Afrikaans. How can you learn mathematics with Afrikaans? How can you learn accounting with Afrikaans? Why can't you say we take English or our mother tongue? We're going to go over the museum. There is a special room of names of those students who died and those who have never been found. So every year in South Africa in June, it's a youth month. We celebrate our brothers and sisters who died for us for a better education. Right on my right hand side with that wall, the grey one, the youngest student who was killed in Soweto. People are saying he's the first one, but he was the youngest. His name is Hector Pieterson. You'll see the pictures when you get there. He was shot in this corner by the police. He was not part of 1976. He was waiting for his sister to go home.
My heart really broke when I heard that history being shared and actually standing on these streets where all that took place. There are very many films that have been done about that uprising, so you can go on YouTube and you search for it and you watch just to know more about what happened on that day. But then also you can watch Sarafina because they try to cover what happened in this place.
76, the Soweto uprising. This was just an open space around you. There's a guy by the name of Utsieti. You see his pictures when we go inside the museum. He was the leader of 1976. Some of the students on that day in June 1976, they told him to wear a red ribbon on his forehead so that they could show that he was the leader. Then the others, they said it's a bad idea to do that, because if they're gonna see him, the police will kill him. So on that day, no one recognized who was the leader. Only few people, they know it was him. He was dressed just like a woman. Most of those pictures there when he was dressed like a woman, you find them in the biggest church here in Soweto, which is called Regina Mundi, that played a huge role for our brothers and sisters in 1976. If you watch the movie Sarafina, you'll see that church. Kids, they went there to hide themselves when the police were looking for them. But some were spies. They went to the white police and told them that the kids are not worshiping God. The kids are not writing their homeworks there. They are planning for you. The police, they came in and they shot at the students inside the church. No one was killed in the church, they were outside. But in that church, there are bullet holes. That when the police were shooting in the church in 1976.
So when you go online and you watch clips about this day and you see people still commenting in sadness, saying, well, I lost a brother or a sister that day, or someone disappeared and they never returned home, you see that pain and you can really not imagine the kind of pain people have lived through many years later. And of course, we went to this museum. They were not allowing us take any video or any photo, but trust me, by the time we came out, guys, most of us were quiet. Like, you couldn't imagine how painful that day was for those people. So that is how our tour went on this side of Soweto, and of course we're able to go and see the other side of the reach. I don't know what this place is called, guys. If you're very well conversant with this place that is a little bit developed, you can tell us in the comment section its name. I don't know if it's also Orlando, but yeah, that is how our tour went. And we continued to go and look at the stadium where in 2010, where the FIFA World Cup finals were held. Isn't it amazing that after all the things that these guys have been through, they were able to host such a big event that was actually bringing the whole world together? Thank you guys for touring with me. I hope that you had a beautiful time just like I did. I hope you learned one or two things about Soweto. And so that is how we went back to our hotel, and like you can see, this place is very different from where we're coming from. And one thing that I learned from this whole experience is that we really do not have to compare ourselves. We will definitely be different. Even when we are neighbors, we will be different. But you just have to make everything count. Whatever you have, make sure that you are faithful and you're a good steward, and trust that God is going to raise you up in due time. And if you're a youth and watching my video, I want to leave you with these words of Nelson Mandela, that you are our future. God bless you, and I'm going to see you on my next trip. Bye.